Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I've got some juicy AITA stories to dive into straight from the subreddit. We're talking family drama, sleep struggles, and more. If you love these kinds of tales, please give a like and subscribe. Ready to get started? Story 1. Am I the asshole for expecting my husband to sleep in our toddler's bed due to his snoring? For 15 years, I've been the night shift parent, waking up countless times to soothe crying kids or handle their restless energy. I'm a 36-year-old mom with 6 kids, 2 from a previous relationship, 2 from my husband's, and 2 we share. My oldest kids have ADHD, and my 4-year-old is likely headed for a diagnosis, so sleep has always been a battleground in our house. Since my first child was born, I've never had a full night's rest. The exhaustion is like a shadow that follows me everywhere. When I met my husband in 2018, my youngest was 2 and his youngest was 3. We blended our families, but sleep remained my burden. His kids weren't great sleepers either, but I was the one up at all hours, pacing dark hallways, calming tantrums, or changing sheets. By 2020, I was pregnant with our son and the pandemic hit. I became a stay-at-home mom, and our sleep patterns clashed hard. I moved into a room with my older son and newborn, bed sharing to manage the chaos. My husband? He got his own room, a bachelor pad with his gaming setup, collectibles, the works. It was his sanctuary while I drowned in diapers and sleepless nights. In 2022, our daughter was born. Again, I was in a room with a toddler and a newborn, juggling feedings and meltdowns. My husband still had his precious space. By 2024, our teen girls needed separate rooms, so we crammed into one bedroom with our 2 toddlers. My husband refused to give up his gaming corner, so we built a false wall to split the room. We all shared a big bed, but I was still the one handling the kids' nighttime needs while he slept, or snored. His snoring became a nightmare. It's like a chainsaw revving up, and no matter how many times I've begged him to get a sleep study, he brushes it off. I've tried earplugs, white noise, everything. Nothing works. Some nights I kick him out to the couch just to catch a few hours of sleep. We recently moved to a bigger house, hoping for relief. Our toddlers share a room now. The 4-year-old sleeps decently, but the 2-year-old still crawls into my bed most nights. My husband's snoring is worse than ever, and I'm at my breaking point. I've asked him to sleep in our daughter's twin bed on work nights so I can rest. It's not ideal, but one person in a twin makes more sense than me, and a wiggly toddler sharing one. He refuses, saying he deserves to sleep in our bed since he works. But I'm working too, 24/7, with no breaks. I even wake up at 5:15 a.m. to make sure he's up for work, which kills any chance of falling back asleep after his snoring keeps me up past 4 a.m. Last night was the final straw. I didn't fall asleep until 1 a.m. only to be woken at 3 a.m. by his snoring. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, knowing the alarm was coming at 5 a.m. I'm not just tired, I'm unraveling. I've sacrificed my sleep, my sanity, for years while he's protected his space and rest. Asking him to take the twin bed feels like a small ask compared to what I've endured. But he acts like I'm being unreasonable, and I'm starting to wonder if I'm wrong for pushing this. Am I the asshole for expecting him to sleep in our daughter's bed so I can finally get some sleep? Story 2. Am I the asshole for refusing to change my travel plans for my sister's wedding anniversary? I'm a university student, 21 years old, living in a bigger town 3 hours from my small hometown. Last summer, I skipped visiting family because I was grinding at a part-time job to save up cash. It was a tough call, but I needed the money. That August, my sister got married, and I had no clue until a week later when my mom texted, asking why I hadn't congratulated her. I was floored. Nobody invited me or even mentioned the wedding. Apparently, my sister posted photos on social media, and my aunt and sister assumed I knew because she was pregnant. Newsflash, I didn't know about the pregnancy either until Mom brought it up later, again asking why I hadn't sent congrats. It stung, feeling like I was deliberately left out, then blamed for not showing up. This year, I didn't land the internship I wanted, so I decided to skip another summer job and visit home instead. I booked my plane tickets for August 20th, planning to head back for a trip with friends I'd been looking forward to all year. It's a music festival we've been hyping up, and I snagged early bird tickets to save money. A month before my trip home, my sister called, all excited, inviting me to her wedding anniversary party. She even hinted she expected a gift. I explained I couldn't attend because my flight leaves on August 20th, the same day as her party. She got pushy, suggesting I refund my ticket and buy a new one to stay longer. I told her I had plans with friends and chose those dates for a reason, but she wasn't hearing it. She accused me of booking my flight to dodge her anniversary, just like she thinks I skipped her wedding and baby announcement on purpose last year. Her reaction threw me. I wasn't even invited to the wedding, and now she's spinning this narrative that I'm intentionally snubbing her. She's been telling our family I'm being selfish, painting me as the bad guy who can't be bothered to celebrate her milestones. It's frustrating because I'm not trying to hurt her, I just have my own life. The festival isn't just a random hangout, it's a big deal to me, planned months in advance. Refunding my ticket would cost me fees, and new flights aren't cheap. Plus, I'd miss out on time with my friends, who I rarely see since moving away. I tried explaining this, but she shut me down, acting like her anniversary should trump everything. I get that anniversaries are special, but I don't think it's fair to expect me to rearrange my entire summer for a party she invited me to last minute. If she'd told me earlier, maybe I could have planned around it, but a month's notice isn't enough to flip my schedule. My family's split. Mom thinks I should have been more flexible since it's a big day for my sister, but my cousin says she's being entitled, especially after the wedding invite fiasco. I'm starting to second-guess myself, though. Maybe I could have tried harder to make it work, like cutting my trip short. But then, I think about how she assumed the worst of me last year without even asking. It's hard to feel motivated to bend over backward when she's already decided I'm the jerk. Am I the asshole for refusing to change my travel plans for her anniversary party? Story 3. Am I the asshole for refusing to be my mom's only caretaker when my sister is paid to help? I'm 25, and for as long as I can remember, I've been my mom's go-to person. At 64, she's battled cancer, and I've been there for everything: scheduling her doctor's appointments, arranging transportation, sitting through every chemo session, and managing her paperwork. Tech issues, cooking, and cleaning. Growing up, I was the one fixing her Wi-Fi, paying bills online, and keeping the house running. It's always been me, no matter how heavy the load. Meanwhile, my 28-year-old sister, who lives with us, was hired to care for Mom after her diagnosis. The problem? She does nothing. She's glued to her gaming console all day, leaving me to handle everything: practical, emotional, logistical, while she collects a paycheck. I've always been the responsible one, but it's taken a toll. Recently, I started visiting my oldest sister, 38, who moved out years ago to escape Mom's emotional and mental abuse. She's a narcissist, and those visits opened my eyes to how much I've been carrying. I'm burned out, and my mental health is crumbling. I'm even considering therapy to cope. While I was away, Mom kept calling me for help with things I couldn't fix from afar, like logging into her medical portal or checking appointment times. I told her to ask my sister, who was right there and has all the info, but Mom refused. It got so frustrating that I hung up on her mid-call, something I've never done before. When I got home, exhausted from traveling, I ate, left my dish in the sink, and crashed. At 3 a.m., Mom barged into my room, ignoring my sister gaming nearby, and demanded I do the dishes and take out the trash. The sink was overflowing and the trash was piled high. None of it just my mess. I was furious, but too tired to argue. The next day, I decided I needed a break and told them I'd be gone for 3 days to visit friends. Before leaving, I gave my sister a detailed list of passwords and instructions for Mom's apps, medical portals, and essential websites. I made it as easy as possible for her to step up. On day 1 of my trip, Mom called, asking about her next appointment and transportation. I reminded her my sister had everything she needed and was being paid to help. Mom still wouldn't ask her. I helped that time, but turned off my phone for the rest of the trip. When I got back, still groggy and trying to use the bathroom, Mom walked in while I was on the toilet and started rattling off appointment details, expecting me to schedule transportation right then. I snapped, "Where's your other employee? I can't help you while I'm on the toilet." I felt bad for the tone, but I'm at my limit. I've tried setting boundaries, but they're ignored. My sister refuses to learn the basics, and Mom won't go to anyone else, even when I'm physically unavailable. It's draining, and I'm starting to wonder what'll happen when I move forward with my own life. Maybe a job, a relationship, or just some peace. I can't be here forever, but stepping back feels selfish when Mom's sick. My sister's paycheck feels like a slap in the face when I'm doing her job for free. I've decided to stop helping until things change, and I'm planning to go no contact once I can move out. But sometimes I wonder if I'm wrong for pulling away. Am I the asshole for expecting my sister to do the job she's paid for and refusing to be Mom's only caretaker? Story 4. Would I be the asshole for asking my mom to put a diaper on my sister? I'm 14, and my family just moved into a new house. It's a fresh start, but we're still settling in, and things are a bit chaotic. Right now, we only have 2 beds in the house, so I'm sharing one with my 7-year-old sister in my room. The move was a big deal for my parents. They did it so I could attend a better high school in the fall. Our old neighborhood school was rough, with bad teachers, bullying, and even drug dealers, according to my parents. They wanted me to have a safer, stronger education, and I'm grateful. But it's left me feeling guilty because the move has stressed everyone out. My parents are juggling a lot and I don't want to add to their plate. The problem is my little sister. She wets the bed every single night. I wake up every morning soaked in her pee, and it's not just gross, it's exhausting. My room's starting to smell like a public restroom, no matter how much I air it out or spray air freshener. I know she doesn't mean to do it. She's asleep when it happens, and she's only 7. But that doesn't make it any less frustrating to roll over into a cold, wet spot at 3 a.m. Or to start my day scrubbing sheets before I've even had breakfast. I'm trying to be patient, but it's wearing me down, especially with the stress of starting high school soon. I've been thinking about asking my mom to put my sister in diapers at night. I heard about these things called good nights, basically pull-ups for older kids, that could keep the bed dry. It seems like a simple fix, and I think it'd help both of us. My sister wouldn't wake up embarrassed, and I wouldn't wake up drenched, but I'm worried it might be a jerk move to bring it up. My parents are already stretched thin from the move, and I feel like asking for anything right now is selfish. They've done so much to get me into this better school, and I don't want to seem ungrateful or pile on more stress. Plus, I'm scared my sister might feel humiliated if I suggest diapers, even though I'm not trying to shame her. I just want to sleep in a dry bed. I've tried other solutions, like putting a waterproof mattress pad down, but it doesn't stop the pee from spreading to my side. I've even tried waking her up to use the bathroom before bed, but she still wets the bed. I could ask to sleep somewhere else, but with only 2 beds, that'd mean kicking someone else out or crashing on the floor, which isn't much better. I keep circling back to the diaper idea. It's practical, and I think it could work. But every time I think about bringing it up, I feel like I'm being mean or making a big deal out of something my sister can't control. The guilt from the move is eating at me too. Like I don't deserve to ask for anything when my parents already uprooted our lives for me. Still, I'm at my wit's end. I need sleep, and I need my room to stop smelling like a porta potty. I want to talk to my mom about good nights, but I don't want to come off as insensitive or demanding. My sister's young, and I don't want her to feel bad about herself, but I also don't think it's fair that I'm dealing with this every night. Would I be the asshole for asking my mom to put my sister in diapers at night? Story 5. Am I the asshole for making my sister replace my eggs with organic ones? Every summer, my extended family rents a big house for our annual vacation. This year, it's 10 of us, me, 27, my husband, 28, our 2-year-old daughter, my sister, 24, her boyfriend, and various aunts, uncles, and cousins. To keep things fair, my aunt organizes a sign-up sheet for household supplies and meals. Last year, things got messy. Some people, like my sister and her boyfriend, barely contributed, eating food others bought while only cooking one dinner. So this year, my aunt laid down the law. Dinners and snacks are assigned, but breakfast and lunch are on each family to handle. No communal free-for-all. My family loves eggs. We go through 1.5 to 2 dozen a week. I'm picky about quality because of how many we eat. At home, I buy free-range organic eggs from my neighbor for $5 a dozen, fresh golden yolks from Happy Chickens. If she's out, I get organic free-range eggs from the store, usually $7 or $8. Since we're vacationing in a pricey touristy area, I planned ahead and packed 2 dozen of my neighbor's eggs in a cooler. I wasn't about to pay tourist trap prices for subpar eggs, and I wanted to ensure my daughter had the good stuff she's used to. This morning, I opened my first carton and found it nearly empty. My daughter had only eaten 2 eggs since we arrived, so I knew something was up. I asked around, and my sister admitted she and her boyfriend used my eggs to make omelets. They hadn't bought any breakfast supplies and figured my stash was fair game since there were so many. I was annoyed but kept my cool. I reminded her that breakfast isn't communal and asked her to replace the eggs. I specified they were organic, free-range, and suggested Pete and Jerry's or something similar, since that's what we use. She nodded and headed to the store. That night, she came back with the cheapest store-brand eggs, probably $3 a dozen, the kind from caged hens fed who knows what. I told her we don't eat those and asked her to return them and get organic, free-range ones, regardless of price. She flipped out, saying it wasn't a big deal, and the organic ones were super expensive. I held firm, explaining I'd brought those specific eggs for a reason, and she needed to replace the 8 she took with the same kind. Grumbling, she went back and got Pete and Jerry's, keeping the cheap eggs for herself. But now she's mad, acting like I'm some egg snob who humiliated her over a few bucks. The family's split on this. My husband thinks $10 for a dozen eggs is steep, and I could have let it slide. My mom agrees, saying I overreacted and should have accepted the store-brand eggs to keep the peace. But my aunt backs me, pointing out that my sister took something specific and should have replaced it properly. I get that $10 seems like a lot, but it's not about the money, it's about fairness. I went out of my way to bring those eggs so my family could eat what we're used to. My sister didn't ask, didn't contribute, and then tried to cheap out on replacing what she took. I don't think it's unreasonable to expect her to make it right, especially after last year's freeloading. Still, I'm wondering if I came off too harsh. Maybe I could have compromised and used the store brand eggs for the week, but it bugs me that she didn't even try to respect my request until I pushed. It's less about the eggs themselves and more about her assuming she could take whatever without consequences. Am I the asshole for making my sister replace my eggs with organic ones? Story 6. Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend why she went to a university in Asia if she hates Asian people? I'm a 20-year-old Asian guy, and my girlfriend also 20, and I have been together for 3 years. She's studying at a university in Asia while I'm back in the States. We've made the long-distance thing work, but sometimes her comments about her experience abroad catch me off guard. The other day, we were video chatting, and she started venting about her dorm life. She said it's awkward getting assigned Asian roommates because they don't understand each other. Then she went on about how there are so many Asian people at her school, and it makes things weird for her. She wasn't yelling or anything, just frustrated with a hint of sarcasm. Then she made a joke saying, "Maybe I just hate Asians." I laughed and shot back, "Why would you go to a school in Asia if you hate Asians?" I thought it was a playful jab, matching her tone, but her face changed. She got mad, saying my comment was rude and attacked her choices. I was blindsided. She's never reacted like that to our usual banter. To be clear, I don't think she's racist. We've been together too long for me to believe that. Her hate Asians comment was obviously a joke, part of her venting, and I thought my response fit the vibe. We've always teased each other lightly, and I figured she'd laugh or roll her eyes. Instead, she doubled down, saying I was insensitive and didn't get how hard it is for her to adjust. I get that living abroad can be tough. New culture, new language, new everything. I've listened to her talk about feeling out of place, and I've tried to be supportive. But her reaction felt overblown, like I'd crossed some line I didn't see. I apologized to calm things down, but I'm still confused. Most people, I think, would have taken my comment as the joke it was meant to be. The thing is, she chose this university. It's a great school, and she was excited about the opportunity. I know she's not hating on Asian people as a group. She's dated me for 3 years after all, but her complaints sometimes sound like she's blaming the environment she picked. I didn't mean to attack her decision, but I was poking fun at the contradiction in her rant. Maybe I misread the room. She was venting, and I turned it into a joke instead of listening. Still, I feel like she overreacted, especially since her own joke set the tone. I've been replaying it, wondering if I came off harsher than I meant. I don't want to make her feel bad about her choice to study abroad, but I also don't think my comment was out of line. Our friends are split. My buddy says she's being too sensitive and should have laughed it off, especially since she made the first joke. But her friend thinks I was out of line, saying it's hard for her to navigate cultural differences, and I shouldn't have made it personal. I get that she's adjusting, but I'm not sure why my one-liner blew up like this. I'm starting to wonder if there's something deeper bothering her that she's not saying. For now, things are a bit tense, and I'm trying to figure out if I owe her a bigger apology or if she's making a mountain out of a molehill. Am I the asshole for joking about why she went to a university in Asia if she hates Asian people? Thanks so much for listening until the end. If you enjoyed these AITA stories, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's next. Which story surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and let me know. See you soon.